Thank you so much for tuning into my channel. This is Dr. Julie James Asuzu, and today I'm going to give you my week 3 update on my weight loss journey. Last week I gave you my 2-week update, and before that I gave you my 1 week, and prior to that I gave you my introduction. That was when I shared with you that I was having some challenges, trying to lose some weight that I have accumulated over the last, 2 to 3 years. So again, I am so excited today to share with you my update for the 3 weeks. The first thing is that there were certain things my personal trainer, wanted me to make sure that I have mastered. And one of that is my diet. So I believe I have mastered that. One is the vegetables, how much of it to eat. The second is the protein. I'm limited to 15 grams a meal, and that will be 3 times a day, although I do eat 5 or more times a day. In addition, I'm very cautious about carbs, no sugary stuff, no sugar supplements, no soda, nothing like that. The third thing is that he wants me to drink lots of water. So I'm drinking about 8 glasses of water a day. And if I can tolerate it, I do more. And then the third thing, the last thing, not the last thing, but one of the things he wanted me to master is actually the exercise. And the focus on this is just building the muscles. And we've been doing that. He says we have to build the muscles so that would be able to burn calories for me even when I'm not exercising. Now, I want to let you know that I do exercise 5 times a week. I go to the gym no matter what, I'm there. I'm there for at least 30 minutes. If possible, I'm there for an hour. A few minutes of that will be muscle building, just doing, lifting of weights. And then the remainder will be walking on the treadmill. Or if you want to run, you can run. So that will be the aerobics part of it. One thing he said, and I'm going to quote this, he said, muscles don't grow unless you push them beyond the point of comfort. Muscles don't grow unless you push them beyond the point of comfort. And I thought that was very interesting, because people go to the gym like I used to, and you just lift weight, and you're only doing it when you're to the limit where you're comfortable. For your muscle to grow, you have to do it to a point where it's beyond your point of comfort. It's probably you could say it's painful. But remember again, no pain, no gain. So I've mastered those 4 things I listed. Now, the new focus now is on portion control. He knows now that I'm comfortable with, eating the good things and avoiding the things I'm not allowed to eat. Now we have to focus on portion control, the size of the food, the quantity of the food that I eat. Remember that a big plate is different from a small plate. And I'm going to give you today 4 or 5 tips that I have about eating less to help you lose weight. So this is what I want to give you today, okay? 5 points. I'm going to make it 5 points about how you can eat less, and that would help you lose weight faster. The number 1 is the plate size, or the bowl size, whatever you use to eat, but the size. If you use a big plate, you're going to put more food on that plate, and there's a tendency that you might finish eating it. But if you use a smaller plate, you will eat smaller meal. So it's very important that you think about this. We all have these large plates in our homes that we use to eat. So for you and for me, just try to use a smaller plate. That way you put, just enough in that small plate, enough to feed. That's what I mean. For you to be with just being satisfied is the word I'm looking for. So do that. And also don't go for seconds. Okay. Number 2 is divide the food. Even though you're using a small, and you're going to go like, hey, Dr. Susan here, you're being really, yes, I am. Listen, even the smaller plate that you used to put your food on, especially when you're eating at home. Don't do this in the public. People go like, what's wrong with you? What, is she nuts or so? But at home, you take that smaller plate and you put the food. Even then, divide the food into two. Okay? And hear me out here. You eat one portion. And when you're done eating that portion, ask yourself if you're still hungry. If you're not, then this is what you're going to do. That remaining portion, wrap it with a foil and then put it in the freezer. Not fridge, freezer. The reason behind this is you're probably not going to go back to the freezer and try to get that food out. Trust me. I did this many years ago. And down the road, even when you see it, you're going to go like, maybe I really don't need this food. And especially after you have succeeded in losing the weight. When you go back to the freezer and look at that food, you're going to throw it away. So you're just helping, you're doing little tricks to help yourself eat less so that you can lose weight faster. The third thing I want to also recommend is drink 2 cups of water before every meal. When you do this, it gives you that feeling of fullness, so that when you're really eating, you don't feel too hungry to kind of gobble up everything on your plate. So that's another thing. The fourth thing, and I think my trainer pointed to this. He said, if you don't have it, you wouldn't eat it. And basically what he was talking about is when you go to the store, don't buy just anything. Buy only what you know that you're going to eat. Let me repeat that. Buy only what you know that you're going to eat. And that would be based on what you're supposed to eat so you could lose weight. I used to have this story behind my going to the store and just buying everything. One was, it's on sale, I'll buy it. Second is like, my kids will like it. Well, let me tell you something. If you don't think that food is good for you, it's not good for your kids. Did you hear me? If that food is not good for you, it's not good for your kids. So that's not a justifiable excuse. Don't buy it if you're not going to eat it. Okay? Or at least if you know that it's not good for you to eat it. And I think there's a fifth thing, and that is have someone who's closest to you hold you accountable. And I think that's really important. Tell that person, but this has to be somebody who is supportive, not just anybody. If you can find that one person that is supportive, then tell them to hold you accountable. If they see you eating more than you're supposed to eat, let them nudge you and say, hey, you're not supposed to eat that. But they have to say it in a nice way, not in a way that upsets you and then you go like, I didn't, you get upset with them and then end up eating. So do that. That is so very, very important. So again, I hope I've helped you a little bit today by sharing my own personal story and by giving you these 5 tips. Again, let me review those 5 tips. Plate size and bowl size or cup size. Use the smaller size. The second thing is when you have that food on your plate, divide it into 2. Eat one and then wrap the other one in a foil and put it in the freezer. You may never go back there to eat it. You might end up throwing it away. The third thing is if you don't have it, you wouldn't eat it. So when you go to the store or wherever you get your food, only buy what you know that is good for you to eat so that you don't have it at home. And if you don't have it at home, you wouldn't eat it. And the third one is have someone that is close to you that supports you. Have them hold you accountable. And for me, all of you are holding me accountable. I really appreciate that. You're supporting me. I'm getting, messages, private messages in my inbox telling me how proud you guys are of me, especially about speaking about this openly. Weight problem is something that a lot of people don't want to talk about. And I see that, I'm being appreciated for really bringing this up and discussing it so that you will understand I'm dealing with the same issues that you are dealing with or other people are dealing with. You're not alone in this battle. of, losing weight so that you could be the best of you, the healthier version of yourself. And I think that's just amazing. So I thank you again for holding me accountable, for watching the videos. I've had about 4,000 going to 5,000 views. My subscribers have really gone up. I can't believe it. So I'm so happy that this weight issue is being discussed, and that I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. Again, thank you so much. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do subscribe, and like and share. Share this. The reason is you never know who this information will help. So it's very important that you share. And again, subscribe. I'll be uploading my next video, of course, next week. I'm really good at this now. I'm getting the hang of it, and every week I sit down and I try to think about what I gained that week, and I share that with you. Again, I hope it helps you. And until my next video, live your best life. And thank you again for watching.